Damage control and hot cocoa. Facebook addressing growing concerns about its data sharing practices with a one-day privacy pop-up in New York City.
Our goal is for people to feel good about their experience on Facebook. We want people, when they're on Facebook during this time of year and at all times, to feel safe, to feel like they know how to protect their data.
But is it enough to convince users that their data is safe? After the bell, we hit the event to find out.
How confident are you in trusting them in the future with your data?
Not super confident.
I would not say I have full faith in the platform.
I am concerned about it.
I would rather my personal information not be sold or used.
I'm hesitant to delete it, but if it doesn't get better pretty soon, I think I will.
Here now, Lance Unilof. He's a technology expert. Lance, it's so interesting because you've got these countervailing forces here. People, want businesses to be able to do what they do, but they feel like this company has abused sort of the privilege or the custodianship of our information, and they probably are going to force some sort of change there.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. No, we've never really had anything quite like Facebook in our lifetime before. It's grown into this massive thing, 2.5 billion users. Everybody's on it. Everybody's been sharing information for years. And really only in the last 18 months or so have people woken up to the fact of what's happening to their data and how they maybe haven't been adjusting their privacy settings properly. Yeah, I was looking at some of the photos from the pop-up and how, Facebook once again trying to explain, we don't sell your personal information. We try and share ads that align with your interests. So they're connecting with, advertisers and users. But obviously, it's been a very rough, 18 months with Cambridge Analytica, with breaches, with the leak of emails that kind of painted maybe a not so great picture of the way Facebook has been running its business. So it has a lot of work to do. A one-day pop-up in Bryant Park is obviously not the solution. To me, it's just a publicity stunt to try and get us talking about Facebook and that they're serious about this. But to win back everyone's trust is going to be a long-term project for Facebook. It just has so much to do.
Along that lines, I spoke with a professor the other day who suggested that we might even need a constitutional amendment as Americans to protect our privacy. The more we put it out into cyberspace, whether it's our Google searches or the intimate things that we may put on the Facebook, could you see the pendulum swinging so far that either we need more rights to protect these rights and this privacy, or would a solution be somewhere where we actually have part ownership of it, and if it is sold, we get a piece of the action?
Well, look, you're not going to have a constitutional amendment because it would take forever to get anything done there. It just wouldn't happen in time. But I really believe that in 2019, we're going to see some regulation coming down. Many of the companies have said that they support it, and I think they support it because they know there's no other option. So, we will see some kind of regulation similar to the GDPR that we've seen in Europe that's already had an impact on a lot of American companies. We'll see something here that's going to draw some sort of red line about what can and can't be done with our information, that's going to better protect our privacy, and it's probably going to change how many of our social media platforms work.
I got to tell you, just the idea that they held this whole pop-up thing in New York City. I met with the CEO of Twitter, and I said, you guys need to do things in Mobile, Alabama, right? Des Moines, Iowa. That in of itself, there are a lot of people out there feel like these are ultra elitists, progressives, and that they are so tone deaf to half the nation that their policies actually harm the very users that use their products.
Well, certainly, having this one pop up, in New York City was about drawing the media in, which would deliver the message. I mean, I really think that's why they did it. But yeah, it needs to be a much more comprehensive, broad-based approach to teaching people how Facebook works, how it's using your data, and especially how to change your privacy settings. After all the trouble with Cambridge Analytica, actually a large percentage of people started to look at their Facebook privacy settings and also started to take a little bit of time away from the platform. But there's still, again, there's just more work that needs to be done, because I really do believe that people have much more control over their data than they think, but most people just use these systems and just don't ever check their settings.
Well, let's hope they find out for everyone's sake, even Facebook, whose stock has been under some pressure. Lance, thank you very much.